Cue the music, let's go. I'm your boy Ro, OG member of the Orange Bowl Boys, and welcome to another edition of Student of the Game. Your Miami Hurricanes held serve at home, and in a big way, the FAMU Rattlers came into town. Well, they rattled that rattle, but they were no bite. So, 3rd and 9, first situation for the University of Miami to get off the field, and do they ever emphatically. What you're going to notice here is running back's going to switch from one side of the quarterback to the other. That sometimes can change your run key, but a little small detail, you see how the Mike linebacker kind of slides with him? As a quarterback, maybe I'm looking at that. Maybe it's man coverage. One-on-one press man coverage at the top. Two safeties not pictured right now, so this looks like this is going to be man two. Now, a lot of man calls change, and right here is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you can have somebody on man coverage, but once the drag happens, they will break off in man, pass this to a linebacker, and then go back and go into their zone. So man coverages can, in fact, turn to zone coverages, but that's not what happens here. You're going to have an attachment here, one-on-one, 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 and let's pay attention to it. At the snap of the ball, kudos to FAMU quarterback. He was pretty talented. He's going to want this one back. Here you go. Flush outside the pocket right there. Miami's going to go ahead and do this now. Pay attention. Great athletic play by Wesley. Pull it up. Tiptoe. That got the fandom juiced. Let's go back to it. Watch it real time. There comes the pressure on the stunt at the top. Force the ball. It's going the other way. Break out the chain. No, I'm just kidding. We don't do that anymore. University of Miami Hurricanes, you're cooking. University of Miami on this 1st and 10 are going to run some pin and pull. They have the formation currently set to the field side. When they use this orbit motion by Xavier Restrepo, they're going to have the run strength and the pass strength set to the field. And I believe FAMU knew that this play was coming, and I'll highlight that now. Pay attention to the Mike linebacker, okay? At the snap of the ball, pay attention to where he's looking. He's looking right here, sees the orbit motion going, and now immediately he's looking at this tight end, Elijah Arroyo. Miami was in 11 set personnel, one running back, one tight end. As soon as Elijah Arroyo, watch his first move, watch the linebacker. Immediately coming downhill. This is a good scout job, I'm going to be honest. Miami benefits here. Left tackle is going to go ahead and get up and scrape up to the mic, attach. That little contact right there was all Damian Martinez needed to get upfield. Again, good job by the Mike linebacker. Better job execution-wise. Now, Elijah Arroyo coming across the formation. He's just going to go down the alley, and the first thing he sees that's really white jersey and clean, he's going to hit. He's looking, nothing there. That gives him permission to go all the way downfield. Good hat right there by the tight end. Great run right there by Damian Martinez. Again, pin and pull. Offensive lineman's going to pin down. Rests are going to come around. Mike linebacker, I would love for them to stop this play and then come back out on a play action. I saw some of that end around by the KC. Ooh, it was so pretty. Mike linebacker's trying to beat it. Some contact keeps him away from the running back. Good stuff. Miami's now in plus territory inside the red zone. Let's go. Bang alert. Hey, University of Miami tight end Elijah Arroyo on the last clip had that hellacious block downfield, and now he's going to be the recipient of a touchdown. Now, initially at first glance, I thought, okay, maybe the first read wasn't there. Admiral Akbar again. It's a trap. It was a setup. Watch it. I'm going to go ahead and make the case right now. Miami comes out ace gun 2x2 look, 11 set personnel. Pay attention to the safety over the top. Now, Cam Ward playing 2 steps ahead, right? This is my opinion. Watch him right there. Pump fakes, gets the safety to go ahead and open his gate towards the sideline. Cam knows this is open. He sees it. There's no way in the world, if he wants it, it's there. But he's setting the defense up. Because right here, you're going to see Elijah Arroyo stem it. Ooh, puts his foot in the ground. That's when the ball comes out. Remember that safety? That whole pump fake to the top side of the screen did nothing else but occupy that safety so Elijah Arroyo can go ahead and stick that. Almost a double move, right? Let's go ahead and watch it again. Look, set up. Gets the safety to move, comes back across the formation. You know what's coming. Bang! 2 steps ahead. Easily the Cam Ward of the defense so far in the first 2 games is going to be Tyler Barron. Now, C.J. Clark is going to be the recipient of this sack, but watch how it happens. They have a tight end in line. He's going to go out as a primary receiving option. So it's right tackle versus Tyler, and you see where the contact initiates, and that's going to end up in the quarterback's lap. Good job by the defense to have the wherewithal right there. But again, what a beast of a man. University of Miami, again in 11 set personnel, but pay attention to the formation. We're empty. 5 wide receivers. However, 1 tight end, 1 running back. That's Elijah Arroyo. That's Damian Martinez. Damian Martinez is flexed out wide. He's going to be the recipient of this passing catch. A simple stop. However, I like the concept here by Shannon Dawson because the pre-snap element's right here. Just take the cushion, take what the defense is giving you, and when you have a willing and able blocker in Elijah Arroyo, and you're going to notice he's just looking for the block, let's pay attention to this first, but then we're going to pay attention to the field side. There you go. Right there, stealing. Look at that. Nothing to do there except pitch and catch. There's Elijah making another block on film downfield. Good for him. Now, I like this too because at the bottom of the screen, you're running, in my opinion, choice. So Xavier Restrepo, a very, very valiant 3rd down receiving option. Right here, he's going to pay attention. You're going to see he's going to look, and he's reading the linebacker. He's like, okay, you're inside. You're shading me inside, so I'm going to stick you, and then I'm going to go ahead and break out. You could have took that at the bottom of the screen if you wanted it. I do feel that there was an option if he was shading them outside. Xavier would have took this inside. But again, the multiplicative avenue right here from this 11 set personnel, it's giving you options, plenty of them. Post-snap window changers are cool. You just got to make sure if you change the window that everybody's on the right channel. FAMU coming out what looks to be in quarters coverage pre-snap. Quarters because each one of these defenders are going to take a quarter of the field. Okay, Cam Ward's seen a few disguised coverages. It's an inversion. The 2 safeties, they're going to come down further into the zone. The 2 corners are going to replace over the top. The touchdown in the recipient is going to be Xavier Restrepo on a simple post route. Number 1 DB over number 1 wide receiver. Here's where the breakdown happens because when the inversion happens, the post-snap window change, you see the safeties now in the box. We got to get deep. And when the number 2 just comes right down the middle of the field, it's too late. That's Cam Ward knowing exactly where Xavier Restrepo was going on that play. He sees the blown coverage early, and when that happens, he knows right now it's going to be a touchdown. He's excited. Wait for it, friends. In 4, 3, 2, bang. I'm going to give a lot of credit here to the FAMU Rattlers on an excellent play design in the passing game. They set up with trips to the field, and it's a wrinkle on a smash concept, a tried and true concept in football. One in which somebody is going to take a corner and somebody is going to stay underneath on either an out, a stop, or a whip route. In this case, there's a conflict that develops, and it doesn't happen earlier. It happens later. And here's when the conflict happens, right now. There are 2 that have now stacked. Now, traditionally, you see stacks early in formations, bunch, right? That is a form of a stack formation. But in this case, they're stacking 10 to 15 yards downfield. And when that happens, okay, you're in a conflict. Who do I take? In this case, it would be the wherewithal to know I have somebody favored on the inside of me. I got to anticipate the outside of me because it is a traditional smash concept. If that wide receiver's not there, this does not put this DB in conflict at all. He's free to go ahead and take this wide receiver. Because of this conflict wide receiver, this is what schemes it high school wide open. At the catch of the ball right there, you don't see anybody within 20 yards of that wide receiver. Again, very, very excellent play design by the FAMU Rattlers. I would steal that one. Dime alert by Cam Ward. But before we get there, University of Miami again coming out in its 11-set personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. FIB, formation set to the boundary. Your pass strength is set into the short side of the field. Now, you know on this channel we watched every snap last year, going back several seasons now. And last year there was this propensity for the tight end to block first and then release. And when teams would go heavy zone concepts, and in this case, FAMU is going to drop 7 into zone coverage. They got 3 over the top in cover 3 principles. I want you to focus on this little small minor detail. When Elijah Arroyo goes into the flat, just pay attention to this linebacker and exactly what he does. See him widen out? Okay. By doing so, now there's a throwing lane back this way. Now, what would happen notoriously last year is these linebackers would just float. Nothing's pressuring them out here. And they're playing 7-on-3. So better design. Now, this dime is exquisite. And I'm going to go ahead and show you Cam Ward's part of the equation on this because it's subtle shoulder warfare. If he knows exactly what he's doing and he's coming back to hit that seam with Xavier Restrepo, you have to know your nightmare. And your nightmare is your free safety in this cover 3. So what do? All right, let's look him off. Where does my head go? Towards the top of the screen. And then it snaps around and releases with fury. What a remarkable play. A dime alert. Some differences from last year. Some heady QB play. And that's dangerous. A staple in Shannon Dawson's offense, and they scored last week. It was actually their first touchdown, was on this concept, a mesh concept. Now there's wrinkles and caveats to this, and why OCs would prefer it. It's great against man coverage, but here it's going to work against zone. Now, the thing I want to go ahead and point out, okay, and we know in mesh concepts, rubbing is racing. You have guys from this side of the field, they're going to go ahead and pass off with guys on this side of the field. Now, there's something known as a mesh rail, and that is the running back is going to go up the rail of the sideline. But in this case, they're going to sneak them out into the flat. So there's so many variants and little wrinkles you can run on mesh. Here we go. Let's watch it. At the snap of the ball, pay attention to Chris Johnson. There he goes. Just going to go ahead and sneak out. Too easy. Bang. This doesn't look like much, but this passing concept is quick and long. Quick and long. Let me explain. I'm going to watch Cam Ward's footwork, okay? And at the snap of the ball, Cam Ward is going to take a quick step right there and get ready to get rid of the ball. These 2 wide receivers are in sync to that quarterback drop to route relationship. This is Elijah Lofton. This is Xavier Restrepo. It's covered. But what I find interesting, and this is a cool concept, now there's a long side to it. There's a deep comeback. In deep comebacks, you're going to usually take gun 5s, okay? In this case, they have Cam stay in the pocket, take a couple more hitch steps, then deliver the ball relatively on time for that comeback, and then you have that deep post. So it's a quick to long concept. Interesting.